Alfred here.
You, me, and Sicily doing a fireside chat. But you know what, Alfred? Someone suggested we call it seaside chat because of the beautiful seaside we have in front of us.
How about seaside chat by the fireside?
Okay, that's a good idea.
Fireside chat, that's the name of it. What do you have in your hand?
And you know why I have these pine cones, which, by the way, you put them in a household for good luck, because we just published an episode on ceramics. Did you watch it?
Calca Gironi, best ceramic around, I'm telling you, my opinion.
Shaka, too.
Shaka, too.
And Santo Stefano di Camastra. All right, so what are we talking about today? Oh, I know. Alfred has been coming back and forth from the United States to Sicily, living here for the past 20 years, and people want to know, how do you do it? So, Alfred, how'd you do it?
Well, first of all, if you want to become a citizen, you'll have to go to the consulate's website and make sure you qualify to be a citizen. And it's a long, arduous process. And right now, so many people are trying to apply for citizenship that oftentimes the wait is 2 years, maybe 3 years. Plus, you have to gather all your documents, and they have to be perfect. So that's option number one.
Okay, but let's say they don't have their dual citizenship and they want to come here for a few months. You know, your limit is 3 months. Maybe people want to rent a house or get a car. What's the cost of living?
There are other ways to do it over here. First of all, non-EU citizens, that would be people from the United States, are entitled to stay here 3 months a year, 90 days in the European Union. That's any one of the 27 EU countries. And then they have to vacate the EU for 3 months. But then they're allowed to come back. So to make a long story short, in a year's time, you can live here for a total of 180 days, okay? Now, but what happens if you're not a citizen, you don't qualify, but you still want to live here? Can you? I think that's the most dispositive thing, because lots of people simply do not qualify for one reason or another. Well, you can come here on what they call an elective visa. Elective visa. You can go to the website of your local consulate to get the requirements, but let me be kind of brief about it. If you have an income of pensions and outside income, annuities, cash in the bank, etc., of $40,000 a year, and you have independent insurance, that means an international insurance plan, you can come to Italy and you can live here on what they call an elective visa. There are certain statutory requirements that you have to have, like you have to present a ticket that you're coming here, you have to present a lease, that you have a lease here, a place to live, and you can't work here. With this type of a visa, you're not allowed to pick up a job, okay?
Okay, so back to my question.
Yeah.
So those are ways that people come here.
Yep.
How about cost of living? Everyone wants to know average rent, how much a car, how much for gas, stuff like that, living. Yeah. We know, I can say that the cost of food is less expensive, far less expensive, and far fresher than the United States. But what about rent, gas?
Okay, the north of Italy is far more expensive, in my view. By north of Italy, I mean from Rome up, okay? From Rome down, they call that area the Mezzogiorno, it's not that bad, okay? That would be Naples area, all these areas south of Rome. In Sicily, you can live upper middle class existence on about $2,500 to $3,000 a month. You can get yourself a nice place, but then again, it depends on where you go. Okay, what do you want? It's more expensive to live in a beautiful beach area, obviously, than it is into the interior of the country. If you want a big, beautiful villa, obviously, it's more expensive. But to get a nice place, and by a nice place, by definition, I'm talking about 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom place, kitchen, living room, dining room, bagnos, 2 bagnos, etc., a deck. You can get those places for about €1,000 a month, or even cheaper if you really look around. So to make a long story short, it's far cheaper to live here than it is in the States, and a lot of people realize that, and they're coming here.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible how many people are coming back here. Okay, the other big thing that we want to talk about, besides living here, is what are the best months to come here. Obviously, it's going to be far cheaper January, February, March, end of December even. But the high season is April, May, June, July, August, September, October, right?
Well, usually it starts, high season is considered to start in May. In May. May, June, July, August, September, and October. Roughly 6 months. I think you can cut out, in my view, August because it's so incredibly hot here.
Very
It's
hot.
just like really hot. April is late spring. May is beautiful with all the beautiful things coming out of the ground once again. The earth gives her rebirth, so to speak, into different stuff like cherries and peaches and stuff going on. June is great. July, it begins to get hot the second half, right? As I said, August is tough. September and October are great. Then the temperature dips down, but we're not talking about, blizzards, are we?
No.
There's no snow. Very little snow unless you go
I think
to
I've seen
Mount Etna.
snow
Okay.
here once, maybe 3 years ago. And I stepped outside and I said, what? Am I back in Boston? No, it wasn't that much. It was just a little bit of flurry, but it was interesting.
1/8 of snow, if 1/8 of an inch of snow ever fell in Catania, for example, it'd be a disaster. There's no sanding equipment here, there's no plows. But up in Etna, or up in the higher elevations, like, say, for example, Bucati, or on the south side, on the west side in the mountains in Palermo area, forget it. They got to have sanders and stuff like that. But it's good even in the winter time, it's still good. I mean, it's still, 50 degrees, 60 degrees in January or February. You don't have to go crazy at nighttime. At nighttime, it's very pleasant.
Very pleasant.
It's not, I don't have to scrape off the snow. And being in New England, both of us being New
We are
Englanders,
so done with that.
and scraping off the snow, forget that. It's not going to happen to us, is it?
All right, let's do a top 10.
Top 10, okay.
Pick a topic.
Bananas.
Bananas. Bananas.
Actually, could I say something about bananas? You know the banana leaves from banana trees? We just saw one right in Campo Felice. They're using those now as a substitute for wrapping vegetables. Did you know that?
No.
To save the environment stuff.
We're all about organics, right?
Yeah, they're very militant about separating your garbage here.
Yeah, that's a new thing this
Oh,
year,
for
actually.
Lord.
They didn't used to separate their garbage. Now they're doing
We have 5 different
organics,
garbage pails. 5.
paper, foods. Very interesting. Okay, top 10.
Top 10 of what?
Let's do top 10 restaurants in
Okay.
our region.
How about 5? Top 5.
Top
holidays.
five
Top 5 holidays.
Fine. Top 5 holidays here in Sicily?
Yeah. What's your favorite?
Ooh.
What's your favorite?
Christmas is great. It's so festive here. Easter is great.
Well, wait a minute. Pick one. Your top one.
Christmas.
Christmas. I like Pasqua.
Easter. Okay.
I like
How
Easter.
about, okay. So are we talking about festivals or just
Anything.
holidays?
No, holidays.
Okay, Festival of San Agata.
Sant'Agata. Oh, February?
By far,
Yeah.
February 4th, 5th. By far, that's my favorite festival. And we've gone to a lot of festivals around the island, which, by the way, is such a cool thing here. Depending where you live, each town has their patron saint that's celebrated at different times of the year. So there's always something happening in Sicily, always some celebration.
Wait a minute. Now, I have another one.
Okay, go.
Number 4 is, basically, I'm kind of biased, but the Feast of Sant'Afio
In
in
Trecastagni.
in May 9th and May 10th. They've had it since, 3rd century. How's that one?
That
Okay,
was-
you get the last one. I'll pick the
Okay,
last
the
one.
last festival that, I do have to say San Giovanni. Festa San Giovanni in Acittà.
Yeah, San Giovanni
Because it's so-
Battista. San Giovanni.
San
St.
Giovanni.
John the Baptist is what she's talking about.
San Giovanni Battista, because it's so quaint, it's a beautiful fishing village. I just love that festival.
No matter where you go in Sicily, no matter where you go, it's Hemingway wrote about it. It's a movable feast. Every beautiful town, every village has their own patron saint. Am I correct? Right?
Exactly, and
It's
also
unbelievable.
their celebration of foods, their celebration of pizza, pistachio, of strawberries, of anchovies, of all types of celebrations. It's always fun here in Sicily. There's something always
I
happening.
kid you not. We went to the festival of the sardines.
In
Pasta-
Valverde.
Pasta con sarde. You think
No,
that was the
sarde
only...
with everything.
No, they have sardine toothpaste. I think it's just
Oh my
crazy, right?
Okay,
Anyways,
did you guys enjoy this episode? Leave us a comment on the YouTube below,
Yep.
and make sure you check the subscribe button to Alfred Zappala, and also check us out on Facebook, Union Sicily.
peace.
Ciao, thanks for watching. Ciao.